Apex Legends has always been a game that separates legends out as individuals rather than by their class. Many of you may not even have realized that every character has a class which they belong in, or if you did know it, you've never paid attention to it, because up until this point the Legends classes haven't mattered at all. I'm going to be going over a leak from the Apex game files which Shrugdle posted on Twitter last week, link in the description for him as always, and the reason I've waited so long to cover it is because if implemented, this new perk system could entirely alter the way the game is played, so I really wanted to deeply think about the impacts it could have so I could discuss them with you guys. I'm going to be going through the perks one by one, and then at the end I'm going to talk about how it could affect both pubs and ranked. So you're going to want to stick around until then. I think it's important to establish a visual for which legends belong in what category though, so you can more easily distinguish which perk would be going to your character. So first up we have the Recon class, and the three Recon legends are Bloodhound, Crypto, and Pathfinder. Then after that we have the Offense class, and that's the 5 offensive legends: Bangalore, Mirage, Octane, Revenant, and Wraith. And we also have the defensive legends, which are Caustic, Gibby, and Watson, and the support class, which is Lifeline, all alone, because we haven't been given any other support characters yet. So now we have all the legends sorted out into these categories and you can easily visualize them. Let's talk about what perk each group is going to receive. I'm going to go in the same order that I read the legends off in to make this the least confusing as possible. So first up, let's talk about the Recon legends. And I unknowingly already covered this in a previous video, thinking it would just be an isolated buff, but it turns out that the Recon characters will all be receiving the ability to use survey beacons. Now, if you're a Pathfinder main, you're totally unaffected by the entire perk system, but stick around so you can learn what the other 3 perks are, because it's going to be important so that you know how to counter these opponents and you know what they're going to be throwing up against you. So this means that both Bloodhound and Crypto will gain the ability to scan for the next circle, which isn't revolutionary in any way and definitely won't redefine their characters, but it will add an extra utility, specifically to Bloodhound, which I think will make them a better choice for ranked play, since they did just get some pretty solid buffs, and I think this last bit will be enough to push them over and make them viable to choose in ranked. Crypto, on the other hand, is still nowhere near that level of usefulness. I personally play him a lot and think he's a very fun legend, but I don't pick him when I'm trying to grind out some dubs in ranked, just because he's not as useful as the other legends that you could pick. But that's enough of my views on the Recon bros though, so let's talk about the largest grouping of legends, which is the offense category. Now, the offense legends are going to be receiving 2 special grenade slots as a perk. The backpack change makes a little more sense now that we know Respawn has been planning the implementation of this grenade perk for Bangalore, Mirage, Octane, Revenant, and Wraith. So essentially, in their inventory system, they would still have their regular amount of slots, but then on the side, they would have 2 more, and those would auto-equip grenades into those slots so that they could carry extra ones. So I hope you enjoyed the couple weeks without TTV Wraiths spamming thermite grenades at you in the end circle, because those days are coming back hot. In all seriousness though, I think this is a good perk to add. It will allow more aggressive players to store ammo in the 2 spots that they would have had to use for grenades. As a previous Bangalore main and current Wraith main, I really appreciate this because I burn through ammo like nobody's business. And it's cool that I'll still be able to carry a few nades with me for late game. And I'm not even going to touch Revenant and Mirage in this because they could have an entire series dedicated to the changes they need in order to be brought up to the same level as the other legends. Both of them have needed buffs since the day they were implemented into the game, but that's a whole different mess. Let's talk about the defense characters now, since they have my favorite perk out of the 4. The 3 aforementioned defense dudes will now res their teammates with a percentage of shields back. If you look in the code, you can see there's some funky symbol next to the S1, and I messaged Shrugdle about this, and he said it's just some number of shields that will be coming back. So I'm going to make a pretty educated guess and say it depends on what level the shield is, and that's how much shield you'll get back. Kind of similar to how if you get rezzed with a gold backpack and you have a white shield, it'll be full, but if you have a purple shield, it'll only be half full. And now that we have what the perk is out of the way, I just want to take 1 second, just one measly moment of your life to remind you that the defense characters are Gibby, Caustic, Gibby, Watson, and also, did I mention Gibby? You know who I didn't say? The healing character. The field medic character. You know, the one who's supposed to res fast and heal you up? the combat medic, or should we just call Gibby the new combat medic, since he does everything Lifeline does but better in every capacity. Honestly though, this is a great perk for the defense characters. It obviously makes the most sense for Watson since her ult charges shields, but I love that Caustic is finally getting some love too. Gibby can literally die though. I'm not talking about him, I'm furious. The repercussions of this will bleed all the way through pubs, ranked, and pro play, since Watson is already such a big pick among higher ranks and competitive play. So this will definitely solidify her place as a must pick, as if she weren't already before. But I hope this also raises Caustic's pick rate, because he's a really good legend, and he's really fun to play, but yet he has a very low pick rate, like bottom 50%. Let me know in the comments though if you'd like to see a video on all the legends pick rates, because I'd love to do that for you guys. I'm a stats nerd, even though I did really badly in stats class. But let's get back to the perks. Our final perk is the support class, which literally only affects Lifeline because we haven't gotten any other support characters. The line of code reads, find extra supplies inside blue supply bins. This is super interesting because it talks about blue supply bins, which raises a lot of questions. Will other classes not be able to unlock them? Or will Lifeline just have access to more loot in whatever these blue bins are? Like, if there were 3 items for everyone else, maybe she gets 5 if it's in a blue bin. These are all questions that I can't answer yet, but as soon as I know any information on it, I will share with you guys, I promise. So stay tuned for all that info. Lifeline is already one of the most picked characters. I believe she's either number 3 or number 4 in the most picked category, but it is nice that she's getting some love because her pick rate is definitely on the decline, especially since Gibby now does literally everything better than her. All they have to do is give him a healing drone and he can just be both Gibby and Lifeline. So it'll be interesting to see how this buff plays into the game. And I wonder if she will only find healing supplies in there or if it'll be a little bit of everything. But again, I don't know, so I'm not going to speculate too much. I put a lot into this video though, and if you've made it this far, thank you so much. You get a gold star and my gratitude. If you aren't already in the club, you can join by hitting that red subscribe button under the video. And until tomorrow, guys, take it easy.